First party at the park, 3 p.m., late post. Good crowd on hand all day long at beautiful Belmont Park. Plenty of turf. Big race on the main track, a featured sixth race that featured the talented Liam's Map as we get things underway on this Friday edition of Belmont Insider. Jason Blewitt, Richard Migliore alongside. Sounds like there's a traffic jam right behind us coming down the stretch.
Yeah, I guess they're making sure the guys driving the tractors are not going to run anybody over. Either that or they're giving us the Belmont Park salute.
That might be the case. Top-class show lined up. We're glad you're with us and hope you enjoyed Party at the Park. In fact, as we get underway on the front side, Bobby and the Jets with the live music, the Elton John cover band, hitting their stride in the backyard with a good amount of people there.
Nice.
Sit tight for Liam's Map. American Pharoah, though. He's the darling of thoroughbred racing, the rock star, the phenom. He's back home at his Santa Anita base, and I think the fans out in Southern Cali will get a close-up view of him next weekend.
Well, and I think this is going to help attract people to the races. They're going to make more fans, even by parading them, giving people an opportunity to come out and see something we haven't seen in 37 years, and that's a Triple Crown winner. And every night we seem to have the American Pharoah Report. Well, I'm just happy that people are going to have access to him.
So amazing, and Ahmed Zayed tweeting last night that currently Saratoga's the front runner with the Travers as far as a potential next start for the beast known as American Pharoah. Glad he's doing okay. And I just daydream about maybe it'll happen in the Breeders' Cup Classic. We need a lot of pieces to fall in the right spots, but how amazing would it be to have American Pharoah in the Classic against California Chrome? And, of course, there'd be other top horses in the race,
sure,
but to have back-to-back Kentucky Derby and Preakness winners meeting, and that might happen now that California Chrome is coming back to the United States, although it seems like for now, Mig, their focus is to point him to a turf race, a big one in Chicago.
Well, I mean, I understand what they're doing. I'm just happy to hear he's coming back to the United States. I didn't like the idea of him going to Europe. I thought it was misguided, much like Steve Coburn's comments after the Belmont last year. And maybe now he get back under the tutelage of Art Sherman, who did such a great job training this horse to his classic wins, and get him back on track. And maybe we will have our wish list come true and see them both in the Breeders' Cup Classic amongst Tonalist and potentially Liam's Map and a bunch of others.
Yeah, no kidding. First up, though, regarding a potential showdown in the handicap division will likely be that $1.25 million Whitney Invitational in early August at Saratoga. And the plan today, I mean, this was the story on this Party at the Park card at Belmont. Would Liam's Map come back, first start since mid-December, and put in a good effort in our featured sixth race? Let's see how he did. We will send it up to Larry Comas for the call. It's just a field of 4, but it's a good field. And here is Larry from the gate.
They're off. Confrontation came out quickly, and so too Liam's Map, and these two out for the lead together. Liam's Map's a little bit faster, and Liam's Map speeds off to a length-and-a-half lead. And Rajiv Mirage takes Confrontation off the rail to sit second, 3 lengths ahead of Last Gunfighter and North Slope, last of the 4, as they head up the backstretch with the favorite in front. Javier Castellano and Liam's Map in front by a length and 3/4 over Confrontation up the backstretch. And then Last Gunfighter is getting closer now. And the opening quarter mile goes in 23 and 2/5 seconds. North Slope is only 4 lengths off of Liam's Map, who heads into the far turn with the lead. It's Liam's Map in front. Confrontation edging up now, 3/4 of a length behind in second. It's 2.5 lengths more to North Slope, who's outside of Last Gunfighter. And they went a half in 47 and 2/5 seconds. Around the far turn, Liam's Map continues to lead the way. Confrontation, 3/4 of a length behind. And it's another 3 to North Slope and Last Gunfighter. Liam's Map makes his way toward the top of the stretch in front. Confrontation on the outside. Now just 3/4 of a length behind. They went 3/4 in 1:10 and 2. And they're into the stretch, and Liam's Map takes off. Liam's Map suddenly opens up by 4 lengths here. Confrontation left behind in second, then North Slope and Last Gunfighter. And it's Liam's Map, and he's just coasting home. Liam's Map by a measured length and 3/4 over Confrontation. Last Gunfighter was third in a final time of 1:34.
First start since December 13th. Liam's Map has now won 4 consecutive races, Mig, and I've got to think this was the kind of prep Todd Pletcher had hoped to get into this horse today.
Well, absolutely. Look how he wins gear down. Watch his ears come up here. He kind of goes into like a half beat, a nice rhythm. I actually think he won much easier than the margin of victory, and he never did let Confrontation buy him in the gallop, but he actually left him in the gallop out. I thought this comeback was nothing short of sensational, and he beat a very good horse in Confrontation.
Who never backed down. I've got a world of respect for Confrontation, who I think is the definition of an overachiever, and he will, mark our words, have a major graded stake at some point in his future.
Well, I mean, obviously he's the one in the bad position, the unenviable position of having to chase a loose on the lead quality horse like Liam's Map. He's doing all the dirty work. If he had somebody in there maybe to keep Liam's Map honest, then he's going to get the right kind of trip.
Number of parallels at work with Liam's Map. I'm sure it's frustrating, but at the same time, you're rewarded for your patience. Todd Pletcher's been very conservative with this horse, and today it all worked out, and the big caught up with Todd Pletcher after Liam's Map cruised to victory in the feature.
Todd, you got to be happy with the comeback of Liam's Map. He was geared down late. Was that the design? Leave something in the tank?
Yeah, I didn't. I hate to give riders instructions like that. You never assume that anything's going to happen. But I know Javier's a smart rider. He's not going to do more than he has to do. But I was really impressed with the way he kicked off the top of the stretch and opened up, and then kind of idled down. But he also galloped out well. So we kind of came into this with the idea that we needed a prep for the Whitney, and we were fortunate to find this spot, and hopefully this sets us up.
And you'll go directly from this race to the Whitney?
That's our plan, yes.
You have to be impressed with the way he can accelerate off the turn like that. Most dirt horses don't have that kind of turn of foot.
Yeah, he's a very talented horse. He's got a high cruising speed, but, he can be cruising along and still kick to another level. So he's a good horse.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
So much talent with this horse. I mean, he's got the best of both worlds. It seems like he's got the demeanor and sort of the long cruising stride of the late Mighty Unbridled Song. You also get that speedy sort of precociousness from the bottom side with Trippy. And sky's the limit for Liam's Map. I shudder to think, and we wait, I guess, in a way with bated breath, what's going to happen when he's in a field of legit Grade 1 runners.
Well, I think he's going to fit very well. I thought his House Hope showed that he has the ability to get in a fight and be the last man standing. I mean, Valid's a very tough older horse, and he fought with him and got it done. I think Liam's Map's the deal. Now the question is, obviously, he's had gaps in his races, and he is by Unbridled Song, and they tend not to be always the soundest, but I think talent-wise, he rates up there with the top echelon, and he earned his right into the Whitney now.
Much like the 2-year-old filly for the same trainer, she punched her ticket to Saratoga Springs. The same can be said for the Gray Colt, who wowed us on this Party at the Park Friday. What else happened today? Let's find out. The pick 6, late pick 4, all that and more coming your way on MSG Plus. Father's Day weekend upon us here at beautiful Belmont Park, a long-standing tradition for many families. Bring Dad out. We'll have plenty planned, including top-class thoroughbred racing, some Knob Creek bourbon tasting, a car show as well. Father's Day, Mig, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed with the forecast.
Well, so many people have been introduced to racing by their fathers, by their grandfathers. It's definitely a family kind of event, and some of your most fondest memories are coming to the track with your family, and Father's Day should be a good one. I mean, you see the families come out. They let Dad have a little fun. I don't know if they'll let him do the bourbon tasting, but certainly wager on a few horses. No better place in Long Island than Belmont Park.
Let them imbibe a little bit, indulge in the bourbon tasting, and take the rubber band off and send it in at the windows. We'll have 9 races, 1:20 p.m. the first post. You can't leave your father here, though. You got to get him out by the time the Santa Anita simulcast wrap up. Let's move on to race number 7. This began an all-turf late pick 3. Good field, a big field, in fact, on the wider grass course with Larry Colmus calling.
They're off. Always in stilettos, out for the lead. Alexandria on the outside, Scott Speed 2. And then it's Dreaming as Always, away running in third, and just to the inside of Lady Creasa as they continue their way up the backstretch. Then the Teacups on the outside. Lucky Nancy E's racing 3.5 lengths off the lead. Down toward the inside, Graceful Gal is next by 2.5. And then it's Neck of the Moon, and Funky Monkey Fever is at the back. 23 and 4 was the quarter. Always in stilettos on the inside. with Dreaming As Always. And to the outside, it's Alexandri. Now it's Always in Stilettos and Alexandri head and head on the lead. Right behind them is Lady Creasa and Dreaming As Always on the inside. Between those two, Lucky Nancy E is next. Then the Teacups. Graceful Gal to the inside, Neck of the Moon, and a long way last is Funky Monkey Fever. 47-2 for a half mile. Alexandri on the outside, Always in Stilettos. Lady Creasa coming up to them. These three round the far turn, right across the track now, and Dreaming As Always is riding the rail in fourth right behind them. The Teacups is fifth on the outside. And then comes Lucky Nancy E. Graceful Gal is going up on the far outside, and Neck of the Moon's in the hunt too. Now closing in between horses as they come to the top of the stretch. Lady Creasa and Alexandria have taken over. The Teacups comes rolling up after them. Neck of the Moon is coming up in between horses, along with Dreaming As Always and Graceful Gal on the far outside. The Teacups drifting out but in front. The Teacups coming down to the line clear. The Teacups and Luis Saez to win over Neck of the Moon. And then it was Graceful Gal and Lady Creasa.
Pace came apart, mad scramble, frenetic finish down to the wire, and the Teacups wasn't relaxing off the layoff. She was ready to go. She was breathing fire, Mig, for Jeremiah Engelhardt.
Yeah, real nice job by Jeremiah Engelhardt, who's quietly having a really strong Belmont spring meet. Nice ride by Luis Saez, who I think's also been riding quietly well. I like the way he's been riding on the turf. Seems like the majority of his winners have been coming on the turf.
All right, fair enough. The Teacups 5-year-old mare by Hard Spun posted the upset at 12-1. She was the bomb that said, or that Andy Serling said, do not leave out of your late pick 4s and pick 3s. Give a look at the Teacups, and it worked out in the 7th. Race number 8, another big field of New York breds. We'll bounce on over. What turf course are we on for this one? 3/4 on the inner grass course. Purse is 62 G's, and again, a bulky field with the right man upstairs, Larry Colmus.
It is Dark Rose who goes out to the early lead, and from the inside, Latigo Trail speeds on through. These two out to the front. Then it's One-Eyed Ray, followed by Bajan Summer. Greeley Pack is next. Kid Blast on the far outside. After that, it's Banana Thief, Uncle Mitcho down toward the inside. Boston Strong now racing 10 lengths off the lead. Outside of horses. 2 lengths more back to Slim Shady, and then Disco Partner in Archer Hill. 22-1 was the quarter. Around the far turn, Latigo Trail. Dark Rose 3/4 of a length behind. Second by 2. Bajan Summers third. Kid Blast is fourth. One-Eyed Ray running in fifth. Boston Strong goes up on the far outside in sixth. And then comes Uncle Mitcho and Greeley Pack, and they're coming to the top of the stretch, and it is Latigo Trail. Latigo Trail by 2 coming to the 8th pole. Dark Roast is next, then Bajan Summer. The others have work to do, and they've got to come get Latigo Trail, who's opened up by 3 into the final 16th. And then comes Dark Roast in second, a late blast from Disco Partner on the outside. Latigo Trail to win it. Maybe Disco Partner in a photo with Dark Roast for second. One-Eyed Ray was fourth.
This is a case of Manny Franco riding the right kind of smart race and letting a horse do what he does best with Latigo Trail.
A horse with an abundance of speed. You've got an inside post. Why make it complicated? Just let this horse run, and he got it done wire to wire. Bruce Brown, we talked about it, had a bunch of seconds. Horses are starting to come around and win races. Sometimes it's not always the wins and losses that tell the whole tale. Bruce Brown's done a fine job all spring. Now he's being rewarded with the victories. And how about Disco Partner? Maggie Wolfendale's paddock insider pick from last night, running on and finishing so well in his turf debut. And Maggie's just got such a great opinion about how horses look and how they're doing. Great call by her at a good price.
All right, Latigo Trail, gelding by Freud, and real fast. Slim Shady, well, he stood up. The real Slim Shady stood up. He almost went out the back of the starting gate. He delayed the start a good 3 or 4 minutes, and Latigo Trail was the first one in, and I think because of that, didn't break all that alertly. How much was he up against it once the start was delayed with that inside post?
It's such a hard thing for a jockey to be in that position. Of course, you want your horse keyed up to break, but you can't overdo it because then they're going to blow up and go out the back as well. So you're riding a fine line, and Manny Franco obviously got it done, even though he did break a step slow.
It's a party of 6 on this Friday afternoon as we check out some other highlights as we go back to Larry as well.
Tizette, 3/4 in 1, 13-4, and they make their way toward the top of the stretch. And it's Nimblefoot who turns for home in front. On the outside, Magical Empire. Trophy now with a clear run at them, and here she comes, and she just charges right by them. Trophy and Junior Alvarado taking charge, and they're opening up. Trophy, lengthening stride, gonna win this one for fun. Oh, Trophy, very impressive. A 5-length winner over Kitsy's Rocket, who got second, and then it was Magical. And then it's My Donna Jean, third to the inside. Bridget Maloney follows in fourth, and they're into the stretch, and Trail Walker has opened up to a 4-length lead as they come into the final furlong. Colonel Juanita's closing the gap once again, though, and so too Bridget Maloney on the outside, and they're quickly catching up to Trail Walker, and here is Colonel Juanita. A well-timed ride from Eric Consell, and Colonel Juanita wins it by 2 in the end over Trail Walker. Then it was Bridget Maloney and Ocean Boulevard. They're into the stretch. Identity Crisis on the outside to the front. Roman Fire has given way on the rail. Identity Crisis is moving away. Borseja Tori has taken second on the outside. Back into third is Roman Fire. And then it's Matuzak, and on the far outside, Successful Brothers. It is Identity Crisis with a 3-length lead as they come for home. And Rajiv Barrage and Identity Crisis will win it by a length and a half in the end over Successful Brothers. Outside, That's My Buddy, a 46 3/2 mile. And it's going to be Fear and a Fleet's Edge to turn for home together. A Fleet's Edge on the inside, Fear on the outside. Fear's got a head in front. A Fleet's Edge second by 3. Devilish Grin is third, trying to close in. Got to Azul is fourth. Fear and Jose Ortiz have the lead at the 16th pole. A Fleet's Edge on the inside, and on the far outside it's Devilish Grin. It's Fear. Fear has won it. Looked like Devilish Grin edged out of Fleet's Edge for second. And here comes Street Shark on the outside, who goes up to take the lead now. Street Shark to the front. And then it's Sinatra, followed by Holy Invader. Upgrade has work to do and is in behind horses. And then it's Helm on the outside, and they're coming into the final 16th. Street Shark in front. Upgrade closing late on the outside, and it's going to be Street Shark to win it. And Helm holds on for second from Upgrade. Heiko here, turning for home with the lead. Got a chance to dance his second. Emerald Pond cuts the corner in third. Into the final furlong. And it is Angel Choir in front. Got a chance to dance on the outside. Emerald Pond is next. And then Lana's Fortune and Broken Halo. And here's Got a Chance to Dance. Got a Chance to Dance, pulling away in the end to beat Angel Choir. Lana's Fortune was third, and Broken Halo finished.
Winning 6-5 favorite in the nightcap. We had singles right down the jockey and trader column up through the last, but Todd Pletcher and Luis Saez both won 2 today, and that was at the helm with Got a Chance to Dance. She'll be the second look here on Insider as we take out Cappy's binoculars. We don't have to go back far. Stretch run of the 9th. And you talk about the white-hot Todd Pletcher, who was running this filly by English Channel for the 3rd time. This was win number 33 for Todd Pletcher. And, I mean, this is a barn. The floodgates for Saratoga haven't even opened yet.
No, I mean, he's on fire, and he gets a really nice ride, again, by Luis Saez, once again winning on the turf. This horse was on the way to victory when she ducked through the fence at Gulfstream, came back with a strong effort last time, gets the money this time. My question, Jason, is the pace that Todd Pletcher's keeping. He's certain to go over 40 wins, which is his personal best, but there's a chance he can catch David Jacobson. How many? 43?
44.
44 wins. But at what point does he dial it down and save some bullets for Saratoga? Although I know he's got a lot of 2-year-olds and a lot of reinforcements up there already.
That's the whole thing regarding dialing it down. And I'm sure the Belmont Spring Summer Meet record isn't like the super most important thing for the barn. But you've got so much in the arsenal, including all those 2-year-olds that have yet to have started. I would say at this point he is 1-9 to smash the 44-win record of this meet.
I would agree with you, and I'm sure that's not a priority of Todd Pletcher's. Todd is he's so impressive because he does everything so well, and he's so on top of everything. Even though he has horses spread out and horses in Saratoga, I've never seen a guy work more tirelessly. And, you know, people can begrudge him his success and say, well, he's got all these big horses. We got them because of hard work.
He's the kind of guy, no matter what he did in life, he would be successful.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that, and we'll check out the trainer standings in just a second. First up, the rider standings, and look at that pretty sunset, the soft glow at Belmont Park, a little after 7 p.m. on this Friday in June. Irad Ortiz, a quiet day here at Belmont, but he is still the top rider.
Yeah, usually we see Irad storming from behind to take the jockey title in the last few days. Well, this time he's in front, and Eric Cancel's nibbling away. So is Javier Castellano. Fun colony to watch.
Eric Cancel and Javier both had a victory today. Todd Pletcher walked away with 2. Quiet Friday here for Chad Brown. Belmont had a quiet day as well, but a very impressive list of trainers and horsemen and horsewomen on that list, including Christophe Coman, who won today's first with the half to Trev.
You know, that horse was so impressive. What a turn of foot she showed there. And I think in hindsight, she might have been a bit unlucky the time before.
Yeah, absolutely. Her name, Trophy, and she'll be a threat stepping up against Allowance Company. Owner standings, Michael Dubb, 10. There you go. David Jacobson with 9, and we'll be seeing these people throughout Belmont and, of course, upstate at Saratoga. Claims with another Friday down. I'll send it to you, Mig, as we get the slate up there. And a few horses. Pick 5 horses. Races 2, 3, and 5 changed hands.
Yeah, and, you know, when you see horses going at this time of year for 35, 40, you got to think people are looking forward to Saratoga. The 12-5s, they usually, unless they improve a lot, you're looking at maybe Monmouth over the Saratoga meet. But you never know. Michelle Nevin's been doing great work improving horses.
Day 37 in the chart books forever. That brings us to a Saturday with a $300,000 guaranteed late pick 4. We'll talk about it, including the Better Roses, when we come back. Backyard at Belmont Park. We've got Bobby at the Jets rocking out the backyard and plenty of fans having a great time. I see quite a few beverages, people smiling, enjoying the simulcast, and nothing like a Friday here in mid-June at the Big B, Mig.
You know, it's nice. It really is nice this time of day. It feels like just a nice summer evening, and, you know, kind of makes me think about Saratoga as well.
And, of course, 2 weeks out, just 2 weeks away from Stars and Stripes, the second festival. This was a smash hit last 4th of July weekend, and smack dab on July 4th. We'll have the world's best take on America's finest. And not only do you have Lady Eli in the Belmont Oaks, you've got the 3-year-olds and a big purse of $1.25 million in the Belmont Derby. You have got the Belmont and Gold Cup winner from last year, Tonalist, knocking heads with the much-improved Coach Inge, who turned some heads and was pretty impressive here, taking the Brooklyn on Belmont Day.
He was very impressive. He fought back hard. He's going to have to step his game up a little bit more to handle Tonalist. I think he's a little bit tougher than what he faced in the Brooklyn, but you can't deny the way he finished going a mile and a half.
Stars and Stripes card will be something to behold, and that'll be the pretty much big farewell to the spring-summer meet, a historic spring-summer meet in regards to American Pharaoh's Triple Crown Sweep. But what about tomorrow? $300K the minimum in that late pick 4. We'll have the 10% winner's bonus if you put your ticket in at NYRA.com or on the mobile site, capped at $200. Race 5 is where we are going first. Here is Gallery, and she'll be running on the turf tomorrow.
And Gallery ran so well in the Penn Mile, only beaten 2 lengths, where the whole field seemed to be covered by a blanket. This is a bit of class relief here, a little bit easier picking, so to speak. I don't see an abundance of speed. Maybe Gallery dictates flag fall to that's all. And
Gallery is not a she. Colt by Munnings. Here's a son of Lemon Drop Kid, Johnson City Kid, second last time out behind the improving and promising Face the Music.
Yeah, absolutely. A good run there. I'm not seeing the pace this horse might need to be able to show his best with that late kick, but if he catches some pace, you know he's going to be going in the right direction at the finish.
2 back, he was flattered, finishing 7th behind Takeover Targeted Face the Music. Weekend Express off that race came back and drilled a starter 50 here on May 29th.
This was a big, strong effort here, and Joe Bravo, I think that was one of his 5 wins that day, if I'm not mistaken. He was hot. This horse is probably going to be in the right position, because I think this horse will get first run on Gallery. I think he'll be in the stalking spot, and sometimes, well, not sometimes, most of the time, trips have a big say in the outcome of these turf races.
The boys in race number 5 on the turf for $77K. Later on, the girls will throw down, and it is the 8th race that anchors this Saturday card at Belmont, the Grade 3 59th running of the Better Roses. 7 on the main track, La Verdad and Room for Me off a good good 1-2 finish in the vagrancy are back to compete.
Yeah, and you got to give Room for Me a lot of credit. She kept trying here. She took a shot at her. La Verdad got away from her. She came back again. She's getting a little bit more of a break in the weights this time, although Room for Me fit another start in between. La Verdad been waiting for this 7 furlongs. The one question mark, but La Verdad should be loose on the lead, shouldn't she?
Yes, and that may be the undoing of Dame Dorothy, who on Derby Day in front of 150,000 or so upset the field. Well, she was 5-2, not the favorite, but ran down Judy the Beauty in the Humana.
Well, I think they found out what Dame Dorothy really wants, and that's to sprint. I think 7/8 is right in her wheelhouse. She's never really done anything wrong. 8 starts, 6 wins, a second and a third, but she's not going to get any help pace-wise.
May 25th at Churchill in the slop. Winning Story wins for Steve Asmussen.
And Winning Story does possess some speed, but not that kind of La Verdad speed. I mean, she laid closer in the slop. Unless the racetrack comes up sloppy, I don't anticipate her nibbling at La Verdad early. I just think it's La Verdad's race to win or lose.
Street Story. I think I called her Winning Story.
Well,
She's on
she
the
was
outside.
winning some colors last time.
She was winning the winning colors, exactly. Street Story, who is by Street Cry. She'll get Jose Loscano, and she will complete the field of 8 in the Bed of Roses. And no Belmont Insider is complete without catching up with both Andy and Maggie with Who Is Good tomorrow afternoon.
Thanks a lot, guys. Let's close the day out on Saturday with a winner. I really like the 11 Aussie Prayer in the last race. There's a lot of speed signed on in this race, and your first inclination might be, well, what's Aussie Prayer going to do? She set a very fast pace last time. She's going to be chasing outside. I don't think she's really a speed type. She was almost a runoff last time, and when you consider the fast pace in her last race and the fact that the race completely fell apart late in the running, I think she ran a remarkable race to finish 5th, beaten just over 2 lengths. She's going to get a more relaxed ride in this race, and in my opinion, Aussie Prayer is just too good for a competition. In the 10th and final race, the race that will close out that guaranteed late pick 4 on Saturday as we head to Maggie.
Thanks, Andy. Well, thanks for sticking around for this Party at the Park card. But Saturday is a new day with 10 races, and we'll start things off, or we'll take a look on my end for this Paddock Insider in race number 5. And it's allowance race for the straight 3-year-olds going the 1.16 distance. And there's a lot of talent stacked in here. A lot of horses kind of maybe stepping up in class out of starter races or dropping down out of stakes. And one of those that I think will offer good value is number 8 in here. Enjoy the Show for Jimmy Toner, who seems to be getting on a bit of a roll here and seems to be heating up. And Enjoy the Show came off of a 6-month layoff last time and ran very well, only defeated the place spot by a nose, and a lot was a runaway winner in that Paradise Creek Stakes. And looking at Enjoy the Show, he was 31-1 that day. You're still going to get a good price on him, I think. But the thing that I liked most about him is that how he matured. I mean, he really grew into himself, really just became an athlete and a racehorse. And I think this 1.16 distance should suit him well, as there still is some speed in there where he should get that good stalking trip. So it's Enjoy the Show, your Paddock Insider for today. And I hope you've done just that on tonight's Insider. Guys, back to you.
It's the Bed of Roses, race number 8 on the card. We get closer to the 4th of July and Stars and Stripes Festival at beautiful Belmont. Don't forget the late pick 4, the Bed of Roses, and we'll see you tomorrow night right here on MSG+.